Hey everybody, welcome to Bald Guy Money. Today, silver is the sixth largest asset by market cap, excluding the bond and real estate markets, of course, but a quick glance at this list of top investable assets should indicate why silver is such a unique asset. And in this video, I am going to cover the three things that differentiate silver from the rest, to build my case of why I think owning silver is more important now than ever. And I will also show you some of the calculations I've done over the past couple years to support that thesis. As always, if you think educational content like this should be reaching more people, feel free to share the video with anybody you think should watch it and let YouTube know you think this video is important by clicking the like button at any time during this video. So without further ado, let's discuss the first thing that separates silver from the pack. And that's the fact that silver is a hard asset with intrinsic value. And yes, it has held value for more than 2,000 years, but people rarely give much thought as to why that's important. So shifting back to our top companies by market cap or total valuation list, we see companies like Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Nvidia, a lot of companies that haven't existed for very long, to be honest. In fact, if we look at a list of the top companies ranked by market cap from 1993, you can see here that the only one that remains top from that list is Microsoft. And what that tells me is silver's intrinsic value, paired with the fact that when you hold a silver coin in your hand, the value of that coin isn't subject to the actions of a CEO or a woke marketing campaign that will destroy the value of what it is you're holding, or a competitor developing a better technology to put you out of business. Silver is an asset that has occupied a place near the top of this list for more than 2,000 years. And that's what I'm getting at when I talk about having had intrinsic value for 2,000 years. You can own this, you can store this, you can forget about it, but when you need it, you can count on it, no matter what. Moving on to point 2 of why I think now is as good a time as ever to own silver. In a world where free money has exploded the prices of most asset classes, making homes barely affordable despite a visible correction that we're in right now, it's causing companies to reach obscene valuations in short periods of time. But silver is extremely cheap when benchmarked to stocks, oil, sugar, and median housing prices, not to mention a gold to silver ratio that suggests exactly the same thing that I'm saying. And that is, silver is probably the most affordable hard asset in the world right now. And with long-term supplies becoming tighter and tighter, we come to my third and final reason of why it makes more sense than ever to own silver. Because no matter what level of manipulation exists in the paper derivatives market for silver, there will be a watershed moment, a turning point, where the rubber finally meets the road, and the market will simply have to pay more for silver. Silver that is used in the many creature comfort technologies we've grown accustomed to. And that, my dear viewers, could lead us to a place where, in an extreme situation, silver regains a ratio to gold closer to its historic levels, pushing the price in today's US dollar terms well above the $60 per ounce price target I have personally set to achieve by 2026. And I say that because in past videos I have done the calculations, number 1, to show the value of what silver would have to be today in US dollars if we valued it the same way the ancient Romans did, and that gave us a number of $76 per ounce. And if you haven't seen that video, I will link it up in the description. In addition to that, one of my more popular videos, which was talking about silver manipulation, clearly showed how silver could be valued anywhere from $88 to $116 per ounce, again, in an extreme situation, and I will link that video up in the description if you haven't seen it yet. And to keep things moving, I want to get to this video's viewer question, which comes from a viewer who goes by Private Pilot. And Private Pilot asked, what will the price of silver be when the dollar collapses? Well, what I would say to that is, even though the US dollar is the main benchmark most people use to measure the value of silver, it's something that we use on a daily basis, it's easy for us to conceptualize, and it gives us a pretty good frame of reference for what silver can or could buy in the future. But what I want to say is, it really doesn't matter. I have been hearing about the US dollar, the end of the US dollar, for years now. We're all still waiting, and I've said it could take a long time to happen. But even if it collapses tomorrow, some fiat garbage will come along to replace it because the powers that be are too irresponsible to use real money. And fiat, along with inflation, are the tools that keep us running in the hamster wheel that is the modern rat race. And from where I'm sitting, one of the absolute best ways to be protected against the counterparty risk that is bad fiscal management is to own an asset, a hard asset you can hold in your hand like silver, that has survived every other irresponsible government that has existed throughout the history of humanity. That said, if you want access to more Bald Guy content, my files, more videos, my weekly newsletter where I talk about my personal buying strategies, join my Patreon. It supports this channel and gets you access to me directly. You can cancel at any time, and joining helps keep the sponsors at bay. With that, I wish you all a fantastic day ahead. As always, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.